Hi, it's Mitch here from the Bargain Bin Gamer, coming here from PAX live in Melbourne 2025. And I'm here with Jevon, the sole developer of Adaptory. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's my third PAX Australia in a row, and I love coming here every single year.
Yeah, and can you tell me a little bit about your previous PAX experience?
Yes, so I've come to PAX Australia 3 times. This is the third time with Adaptory. All 3 times being supported by the code, which has been a really lovely experience.
Yeah.
We get to see the game in front of players, get to meet new fans. It's just a wonderful time.
Yeah, fantastic. And speaking of the game, I had the pleasure of being able to play the early demo of the game, the alpha.
Yes.
And I notoriously accidentally killed someone already, so I'm probably not the perfect play tester. But can you tell me, for our listeners and our watchers, Can you tell us kind of like the elevator pitch? Tell us a little bit about the game.
Yes. So Adaptory is a 2D base building simulation game where you're looking after 4 explorers that have crash landed on a planet. And you have to help them get off the planet by digging and building, collecting resources, research, and automation. And in the process of playing Adaptory, you learn about where did they come from, which planet did they come from, where were they going, why did they crash land here, and what is this alien civilization that they've uncovered?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just like a bunker simulator. I was playing it, and obviously there's the resource gathering and there's the objectives, but the characters themselves have diaries that they get to write, so you get to learn a little bit more about them. Where did that idea come from instead of it just being a basic base builder to having almost more like a character-driven aspect?
Yes, so I love base building games and simulation games. I've played all of them for hundreds or thousands of hours. And I found that there was always a point in base building games where you stop caring about your crew, you stop caring about the characters when you get like 10, 20, 30, 100 people.
Yeah.
And so I intentionally tried to make a game where you care about the characters.
Yes.
So you start off with 4 characters and you're limited to 8.
Yes.
And that means that the characters needed to have much more of a character development. So all the characters have one of 9 different personality types, and they have conversations with each other to learn more about what's been going on, and they have diary entries so you can learn more about the backstory of the world.
And in terms of the story, obviously it's fairly creative. Where did that come from? Have you always been like a massive sci-fi buff, or?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I grew up with Star Trek Voyager and DS9, but I met Cass through musical theatre, and I asked Cass, I'm really struggling with story, and she came on board and she came up with this entire universe of here's the last 3,000 years of history in this world, and here's all the different components of the backstory, and she's really gone to make this incredible universe.
Yeah, that's amazing. And in terms of the graphic style, it's really, really cute. I hazard to ever compare games to anything, but it was kind of giving me, I don't know if you would remember Scribblenauts.
Yes.
Oh, it was giving me such cute Scribblenaut energy. Can you tell me a little bit about the design of the game? Why did you pick that style?
Yes. So originally when I started making Adaptory, it was a very gritty style. And I found that the gritty art style with the heavy, complex simulations, it wasn't very fun. So I actually met my artist on Twitch. Their name's Care. And we worked together since then to redo the art in a really colorful, playful style. And that has made such a big difference because now the game is fun and joyful, but there's also that deep simulation and complexity to learn from.
Yeah, definitely. I found the characters really cute. I did feel a bit bad. I accidentally killed one of them in my pursuit to get them off the planet, but, got to crack a couple eggs, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a game about learning and exploration and discovery.
And in terms of the soundtrack, obviously, I know that you've outsourced the soundtrack to one of your co-hosts here at the event, Sai. Can you tell us a little bit about what his creative process is or why you decided to choose Sai for this project?
Yeah, so I met Sai at a game developer conference about 3 years ago. It was my first game developer conference, and I met Sai, and I listened to his work, and it's just this incredible emotional experience that he develops. He's very orchestrally based. Yeah. He's worked for the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, wow.
And I'm so lucky to get to work with him. And the soundtrack is out of this world. There's also a day-night cycle. So as the day turns into night, the music changes from this upbeat, bright soundtrack to this ambient soundtrack really seamlessly. And it always blows me away.
Yeah, that's really exciting to hear about, his wealth of talent. And it definitely shone through in the music that I heard. It was almost like haunting but calm.
Yes.
I was very calm while listening to it. It kind of gave me the time to breathe. But then it was also a little bit I felt a bit anxious, I had to be somewhere. So I had to get off the planet, obviously.
Yeah, so it's a combination of keeping players engaged for a long time, but also not stressing them out, but also helping players get in the zone as they explore this world and come up with these creative solutions.
Of course. Now, in my demo, I had to try and send out a distress signal.
Yes.
Can you give my listeners and my viewers a little bit of a heads up? Would you say that the demo that I played was 40%, 10%? What kind of stretch would you say it is?
Yeah, so the demo is about 30%, 40% of the early access, which is coming out at the end of this year.
Oh.
And early access is somewhere between 20 to 40% of my plans for 1.0.
Amazing, yeah.
So, and there's a lot of content to play in just the demo.
Yeah, it was a very, it had a very holistic game style as well. You know, it was a lot of crafting, was a lot of building. I liked the idea that we had to treat our bunk people like humans as well and give them somewhere to sleep. That was quite nice. And was there any other writing aspects that you had a bit of trouble with when you were making the game?
It has been a challenge to how do you expose the relationships between the explorers.
Yeah.
Because they all have friendships and less friendships. And how we've done so far is that if their best friend dies, then they're like mortally wounded for a long time.
Oh, no.
If their worst friend dies, then they're like, sure, whatever, let's go and do a thing.
Yeah.
We're still working on that. And as we go through 1.0, we'll be developing the skills and the traits and the relationship building even further.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it was a really, really fantastic demo. Obviously,
you.
If anyone wants to support them, where can they find you?
Yes, so we have a Steam page. That's called Adaptory. There's a demo on Steam available right now. This is the last demo before we go into early access, and we're going to Steam Early Access at the end of the year.
Oh my God, I'm so
We
excited.
also have a fantastic Discord community of lovely people where we get to share new builds of the game. So please join us there as well.
100%. Well, we'll make sure that they're in all of the end of episode notes and down in the YouTube description for everyone to follow. I really, really hope they do support it because this was a really, really fun game.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time as well today.
Thank you, Mitch.
No, you're very welcome.